My name's Synth System, and welcome to my crib. So I got asked on Facebook if I would mind creating a workflow video. The answer is yes. So I'm going to make my tune with Ayah Marar Wide Awake from scratch. I've in FL Studio you can like save the project bones, so everything that you've done in a tune is here. So well, let's just dive on in. This is how I start a tune, obviously. Drums is the easiest way. Where's my snare? Donk. Just some hi-hats I liked. Slice them up. Then we only need a bar. I liked it being more like this. Oh. The snare would have started from there originally. The snare would have started there from originally. This was kind of a snare that Muzzy sent me, but I thought the one he sent me was a bit short, so I basically tried to copy his as close as possible and make it longer. But I shouldn't have bothered, because now I end up shortening the snare anyway. So the hi-hats get their own side chain. Oh, let me root these bad boys. So I hi-hat the sidechain the hi-hats separately, so that if I decide I want to compress the drums together, I'll still have the sidechain working on the hats. What's next? These rides from a free Cymatics pack. Again, just need the first bar. And I moved that one there because it sounded better. I think, what was it there? That's it. That's the one. This crashes in this project, but I didn't actually use it. Now just a Vengeance clap over the snare. That also gets side chained, and it's a bit wide, so I do that. So are the rides actually. Yeah, most of the beef of the snare comes from the tail, so I like doing it this way. I can control the body of this snare, and then I can control the tail separately. But once I've got the sub and stuff in, that's when I'll decide if I want to change the length to fit in the side chaining shape that I've made. Right, so we've got the drums already. Good shit. Also using this the MIDI trigger to trigger LFO tool. So from here, sub bass. Oh no. Sub. I had the sub first. I used to balance it with a tool. I think it was called MV meter. But now I just do it by ear. Hold on. Brain farting guitar. This was just a Vengeance guitar loop. Nothing too special. So they're in there. I can route my sub to here. I normally use the same sub layer, so I know the volume should be where it's at here. And might as well chuck this lead in and the laser noise. Now I think the first pattern was number 4, so I'll chuck that in. But not on the drum pattern. Yeah, I like to use patterns rather than putting my drums on the arrangement page, because you get more knobs to play with and stuff. And I like knobs. More the merrier. So yeah, that sub is now routed to there, and this is everything else will be routed, everything in the tune will be routed to this side chain that then goes to the master. So yeah, I normally start with chucking the sub in first, and then I'll start with a mid bass. I normally use massive to make a mid bass, but in this case I used this guitar loop from a Vengeance pack, also chopped up on 16ths, or for some reason they call it half beat. Sounds horrible on its own, doesn't it? So then I needed to link this to its own channel. I'd normally just stick everything into this mid channel, but this sound was a bit too wide, so I wanted to narrow it down just on its own. Then from there, that's going into here, followed by here, and then that's doing nothing at the moment. So a bit loud actually. So from here I can start like shortening my snare and tightening everything up a bit. You should also note that I've got kick and snare normalized. That brings them up to -8 decibel. So they're both the exact same volume, nice and balanced. Right, now lead. So what I like to do, I'll send the guitar or mid bass that I'd normally use and my lead synth to the same channel, so they're both being squished by OTT. So when the guitar's playing, it will play, but then when the lead plays, it will duck the guitar and leave it a bit more space in the frequency spectrum. Yeah, this is going to sound a bit different to the version I released, just FYI. So, got that. I don't know if there was a laser in this pattern. No, that's cool. Copy paste. Hold on. I think the next pattern was number 6, and that had the laser in. So I can drag that in, drag the lead in. That's what the lead pattern's doing. Let me just play a lead note on its own. So when it starts playing, there's no what do you call it, vibrato, but then I've added this envelope so it slowly comes in and starts wobbling as it's playing. You know, that's just a little, add a bit of flavour to it. Also going to send the laser to the same bus. Not sure if I've said that this bus is going to the sidechain, as is the sub, separately but to the same sidechain eventually. Oh yeah, and here, so I just got rid of a sub note at the end because I want to add a kick here, and doing it this way sounded better than adding another side chain. I seem to remember. I hope I'm doing this all right. I started this tune about 4 years ago, I think. So some things might be a little bit wrong. And then on 7, what I normally do is to just get rid of that. So then I can add like a little kick roll. And then the kick won't be clashing with the sub. Like I could do it sidechainy way, but I wanted it to sound a bit more not like it was pumping. Hold on, let me find a kick. Hopefully this is it. Nope. Pattern 3, come on. Yes, that's it. Cool. So from there, quick as possible, I automate the master so I can make it quieter in the intro so it gives it more impact on the drop. And then from here, I will use this filter. Do this in a lot of tunes actually. And then I just filter off this end bit. This is all the mids that are getting filtered, just to add a little variation. Brilliant. Right. Now, use my trusty Vengeance sweep. That will go here to its own channel. I'll normally end up sending all the effects to here because I don't normally use a lot with low end. Like I can just chuck them in without really needing to EQ them. And then I used this atmosphere on this tune. Chop that bad boy up. Link. Put it to its own side chain. And on atmospheres, I normally just, you know, use this EQ. Not too fussed about how bad that EQ sounds. It normally sounds alright. It sounds alright for little things like this. Right, so from here, it was just a simple copy paste job actually, and then I didn't really do much apart from tweak a couple of the notes on here on this lead. It's a very simple tune I made here actually. It didn't take long at all, but it did take 4 years to learn how to mix down properly. So for the last breakdowny section, I'll normally just filter here. I like to filter on the snare so you kind of get this sucky down noise on the first hit. You hear that? Then we can just drag the atmosphere over. And then I think this went here. Go away. And then I stopped the drums right about there. Right, now here there was a couple of plucks. Scores. No, I need to add the pluck. Massive again. Pluck. And pluck bells. Scores. Should be easy to find. They should just say pluck. Pluck, yes. Now here, these need their own separate channel because now I've filtered all the lead mids and stuff. I don't want these to be filtered. OTT standard 50 and low cut, not with that. I will say one thing about this EQ though. I noticed it when I tried FL20. When you added this HQ button on FL20, it was adding latency. Now, I assume it will be on here as well. It's not reporting it. Normally you can tell if something's causing latency by hovering the mouse over, and in the top left corner you'll see it says 0.05 milliseconds latency. For some reason it's not saying it's doing it on here, but on FL20 this HQ button did add latency and nobody wants that. So I turn that off. And we had some bells, didn't we? Bells. Yeah, I routed the bells to the same channel as the pluck, so OTT does its job of trying to give each instrument its own space and not letting anything clash too much. It's not the best way of doing things, but I like it at the moment, so whatever. Okay, like from this point I would normally add a vocal before I start on the intro. Oh, I'll just do that now, whatever. I have no idea why there's two of these in this pack. Oh, I'll go for the first one. There. Something's coming over me. So, vocal gets its own channel, and it gets side-chained like everything else does. I think I added OTT on this, I'm not 100% sure. And normally do the low cut, even if there's no low in. And like a lot of chorus on vocals. You might have noticed already that I haven't really changed many volumes on anything really too drastically. OTT does a good job of kind of keeping everything at the same sort of volume. So if I play it now, you'll see all these lead mids are kind of the same volume as my drum bus. That's kind of what I aim for. But having OTT on there, you can really crank up the volumes on some sounds if you want. Doesn't always work. I also haven't been balancing the volumes too much because like this atmosphere I dragged in, I should have mentioned this when I did it. You can see the volume's already adjusted because when you save Project Bones files, it saves like all the volumes, your pitch, everything. So yeah, there's not too much to be done. Right, so this is done. Okay, intro. So now here I have to do my fruity balancing, and I'll bring that down to -2 dB. And I don't know, with a tune like this, what I'd normally just do is take the drop pattern and get rid of the sub. And then filter it in. Pretty simple. Yeah, I swear the best tunes I normally make, I normally get them done in about 3 hours. And then the worst ones can, you know, take days. Just This also had this going on, and then I used another one to reverse, sweep up the bad boy. I can't remember where I chopped it off. Let's leave it there for now. Then atmosphere in the intro. What else do we have? Drums. Just this little loop. I think I chopped the end off of that as well, which I regretted. In the comments section, someone was like, why is there a gap between the build and the drop? Because I wanted one, bro. Alright. Now we can drag that forward. Ah.
Something's coming over me. Grab your ticket, come and see. Now that the door's locked, you can't make me stop. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake.
Oh yes, we need some build drums, don't we? Unsort. What is it? Scores. Kick on its own, maybe? There should be a kick on its own. Don't make me do it from scratch. Oh, I'm doing it from scratch, fine. I think it was like this.
Wide awake, keeping you wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Gonna stay wide awake till the lights come up, up, up. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake till the lights come up, up, up.
And I'll normally bring the volume of them down a teeny bit, just for a little bit more impact. Sometimes I would use this filter technique, but I didn't in this tune. I think it was just straight kick.
Wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Gonna stay wide awake till the lights come up, up, up. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake till the lights come up, up, up.
And there you have a pretty solid, quick, easy dance floor situation going on. These were in the intro, these bells and that. Fruity filter. I can't remember, but I think it went like this. And then there was a gap here. So this is another thing I quite like to do in intros. Helps it kind of transition between one bit to the other. Now I've just heard that. That was also here on the drop. Nice, easy little trick. Now, I think I'll do the intro drums first. These were just from a what do you want to call it? Synthwave sample pack. Oh. I can go with the other drums. I think it was just standard beat like that. Shortened a bit. I'm pretty sure I added a load of reverb on after that though, and OTT. Can't quite remember. These two can go to the same channel together. Surely they had OTT. Let's give it a go. Fruity reverb. Nice simple toy. Once again, bring them down because it's the intro and we want more impact on the drop. I think I added a filter. If not, we're doing it anyway. Pretty sure I did. Just to filter them in a bit. I'll add the vocal while we're here. I seem to remember moving the vocal because for some reason it was a teeny bit out of time, but I can't remember which way I moved it. That'll do. It did also filter in the intro, just like everything else. Create.
Who told you you could do it like that? No, who told you you could do it like that? Who told you you could do it like that? No, who told you you could do it like that? Who told you you could do it like that? No, who told you you could do it like that? Who told you you could do it?
Okay, one more thing for the intro. What was it called though? Bass Juno, that was it. I think this was pretty simple. Just I think it was there. And then that got its own channel, and then because there's those synthwave drums, I had to give it its own sidechain shape. 1 bar, please. Bar. That goes there, that goes there. Come down here. And again, please. I hate this fiddly UI. I think it was kind of like that. Might be a bit quiet. Missed the gap.
Something's coming over me. Grab your ticket, come and see. Now that the door's locked, you can't make me stop. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Gonna stay wide awake till the lights come up, up, up. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Wide awake till the lights come up, up, up.
Right, sounding pretty much the same. I've just realised that I don't actually have the second intro bit from the original tune. So from here, what I'd do is I'd just like copy and paste this, and then I'd start like tweaking it and then adding different elements, and then end it with a sweep. Unfortunately, I don't have the pluck that I used in the actual version I released. But let me just add a filter to this. You know, basically the end will be kind of reverse of what the beginning sort of did. So rather than stuff filtering in, it will filter out. Like the vocal here. And then, yeah, for the midsection, I just, I think I got rid of like the filter for here. So it just... one thing I do like to do is add this sweep on that last kick so it sucks in. Then you can also add one of these hits that you used in the intro to help it flow. This bass would have definitely been here, but like that.
Something's coming over me. Grab your ticket, come and see. Now that the door's locked, you can't make me stop. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Girls, stay wide awake till the lights come up, up, up. Wide awake, keeping you wide awake. Wide awake till the lights come up, up, up.
Notes. This is one thing I should have said. Normally when I've done the first 16 bars, this will be the kind of point where I reference Ulean loudness meter to check out exactly what we've got going on. So I normally aim for about -4 lufs, which is probably far too loud, but so that is definitely bastard loud. Yeah, I don't think I didn't really do much else to this, and the whole point of this was to show you how I made it. That is basically what I do to make a tune. So I'll leave it to play through. Just the first half though, because the second half's the same as the first. I don't want to bore you too much. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you want to check out I've released an FLP project file. If you want to get your dirty mitts on what I do to my master and my side chaining shapes and a couple of other techniques that are in there that aren't in this video, then a link will be in the description for that. So yeah, check that out. Big up.
Something's coming over me. Grab your ticket, come and see.